Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Thanks for watching Edupedia World videos. Welcome back to my Mandarin lesson series. We are now at lesson 8.2, the exercise for the previous two lessons. Okay, first of all, as usual, I'm going to present you a number of English sentences and see if you can translate them to Mandarin Chinese. Okay? The first one, I love you. How do you say I love you in Mandarin and how do you write it out? It is 我爱你. Okay? 我爱你. In the sample sentence of my previous lesson, it is I'm loving you. 我爱着你. But if you want to just say I love you, just omit the 着 and then it becomes I love you. Next one, I wrote a book. How do you say this in Mandarin? It is 我写了一本书. 我写了一本书. Okay, as we have learned before, 了 denotes the past tense and wrote is the past tense of write, so that's why we are adding 了 after the verb 写, which means write. Okay, next one, I like eating oranges. It is this one. 我喜欢吃橙. 我喜欢吃橙. Okay, it is just like direct translation because you are translating I like eat oranges into Mandarin. So in the end, it becomes 我喜欢吃橙. Okay? The next one, I want to teach her English. How do you say this in Mandarin and how do you write it out? Okay, it is this 我想 or 我要教她英语. Okay, and as you have learned before, there's two ways of saying want in Chinese. One is 想, the other one is 要. Even if you want to say 我想要教她英语, it still makes sense. Okay, so you can choose either 想 or 要 or just use them both together. And of course, if you want to say 英文 instead of 英语, it still makes sense. It is still saying you want to teach her English. Okay? 我想要教她英文 is fine. Okay? Next one, he doesn't know how to speak Mandarin. How do you say this in Mandarin? Okay, it is this. 他不会说普通话. Okay, this may be a bit difficult because it is not the direct translation from English to Mandarin, because in Mandarin we don't need to say how to. Okay, so in the end, in literal translation, it's very much like he doesn't know speak Mandarin. Okay, so in the end, it becomes 他不会说普通话. You don't need to put how to in this sentence. Okay, this is a bit tricky because it may be a bit confusing to you. So for now, you can learn this sentence. He doesn't know how to speak Mandarin is 他不会说普通话. The next one, I have asked him. Okay, is this 我问过他了. As I have explained before, when you want to say you have done something, you just have to add 过 after the verb. Okay? And then the l at the back, it can usually accompany 过, but it has to be at the end of the sentence. Okay? So in the end, you can say 我问过他了 to say I have asked him. Okay? Even if you want to say 我问过他, it is still fine, but in such a sentence, you usually have something follow up. But to say 我问过他了 is something that is okay to stand alone. Okay? So that was the last exercise for speaking and writing. Now I'm gonna present you Chinese words and see if you can understand them and read them out. Okay, the first one is, okay, can you get it right? It is, I'm reading this book. 我看着这本书. Okay, as I said, 这 is used to denote that the action is continuing. So adding it in means you are putting the ing to the verb. Okay, the rest is covered, for example, the quantifier. And of course, this one, if you want to say 我在看这本书 or 我在看着这本书, it is still fine. It still makes sense to us. Okay, next one. This is 我要读书. It means I want to study or read books. Okay, so as I said, 读 is more of to study or read, so I'm putting the slash there. And again, in Mandarin, we don't really have the to. We don't really translate the to in the middle there, so you don't need to put it in the Mandarin. Okay, the rest you just have to translate it directly. I want to study books, it becomes 我要读书. Okay, the next one. Okay, it is 我在学一点点中文. It means I'm learning a little Chinese. So this is just a variation of the sample sentence that I've shown to you. So it's just a matter of changing things and adding in the continuous action in, then you get this sentence. So it should not be too challenging. Next one. Okay, this may be new to you because you haven't seen 见 to be used like this. So this is a very common one. 你听见了吗 means did you hear that? Okay, if you want to say did you see that, you can say 你看见了吗? Okay, and as usual, 了 denotes the action is already past. So in the beginning of the translation in English, you start with did. Okay, and then ma is to make the sentence to be a yes and no question. So in the end, it's a yes and no question for the English translation. Okay, next one. Okay, this is 这颗苹果很好吃. Okay, this may be new to you. It means this apple is very delicious. Okay, as we have covered before in the example of I'm good, 我很好. When object is connected to an adjective, we don't put any verb to be in between. So in this sentence, is just to say this apple very delicious. Okay, if you can remember, very is 很, 好 is good, and 吃 is eat. So 好吃 means good to eat. So in the end, it means delicious. Okay, so this is how you can say this apple is very delicious. 这颗苹果很好吃. Okay, the last one of this exercise. Hope you can guess it. Okay, this is another usage of 见. 我的铅笔不见了. It means my pen went missing. Again, 了 is to denote the action is already past. So I'm putting a past tense here. And 不见, it means like not seen. So 不见 means missing. So the whole translation is just to say my pen went missing. 我的铅笔不见了. Okay, let's go to the next exercise. I'm gonna read out Chinese sentence and see if you can understand and write out what I said. The first one, 别说了,别说了. It is this one, and in English it is don't talk or stop talking. So previously you have learned that 别 means don't, which is used in 别客气, you're welcome. So it is the same word and it has the same meaning. And 说 is speak or can be used as talk. And then 了 is just to ask that person to stop talking already. Okay, so this is how you can say stop talking. Okay, the next one, 我不喜欢写字. 我不喜欢写字. Okay, I just said this and it means I don't like writing. Okay, again, it is just like a direct translation, but because when you are saying 写, there must be an object. So you can just put word at the back, which is 字. So in the end, 写字 is like writing words in general. Next one, 他会教他说话. 他会教他说话. Okay, I just said this and it means he will teach her speak. And of course, since he and she they all sound the same in Mandarin, so the two words here, they can be interchanged as well as the English translation there. So 会, as I said, it can be used as can, know, or will. And in this context, it means will. And even if you want to say can, even if you want to say he can teach her speak, it still makes sense. Okay? But in this situation, it's more common that it is saying that he will teach her speak. Okay? Just like to assure someone that he will teach her speak. Okay? And again, this is just like a direct translation. Each word is translated according to the sequence. So it should be intuitive enough. And 说话. 说 is like write. It requires an object. So that's why you have to add 话, which means spoken words, in the end. So in the end, 说话 is like speaking. It's very much like speaking spoken words. Okay? So in English is just like speak. Okay, the next one is 这些书好不好看？这些书好不好看？ Okay, it is this, and it means, are these books good? So the last two words is similar to how you say delicious. So 好看 in literal translation is good to read. So in the end, it's just asking, are these books good? Okay, and 好不好 is a way of asking a yes or no question. Okay, and the other way of asking is 这些书好看吗? Okay, and the answer can be, of course, 这些书很好看. These books are very good. Okay? Okay, next one is 我还想吃梨。我还想吃梨。We got it right. It is this, and it means I still want to eat pears. Okay, if you still remember, 还 means still. Okay, and again, want, it can be 想 or 要. So if you want to change the sentence, you can substitute 想 with 要, or just adding 要 after 想, which becomes 想要. So it still makes sense if you want to say in that way. Okay, I hope the rest is very intuitive to you, because each word is just translate directly into the other language. The last one is 他们听不明白你在说什么。他们听不明白你在说什么。Okay, this is what I said, and it means they cannot understand what you are saying. Okay, and again, because 他, it can be either one, so I'm just putting the slash there. And for this one, the translation of the words is just similar. It is according to the sequence of the words. It's just that in the end, it's more like they cannot understand you are saying what. Okay? The whole thing there, it means they cannot understand your spoken language. They cannot understand through listening. Okay, so what you speak, they cannot understand. Okay, so that's the function of 听 there, means listening. They can't understand what you said. So that's the end of the exercise. I hope you enjoyed it and find it challenging. So next up, we'll talk about relations. It will be about the vocabulary within a close family. Okay? Thank you for completing the exercise with me, and I'll see you in the next lesson. 谢谢，再见。